Alright guys, how's it going? This is the Elite Dangerous 1.3 Powerplay beta, and that is the Diamondback. I had just made a video on it and then I realised that my microphone wasn't actually switched on. So this is me doing it again. Now, you're absolutely gonna love this ship, guys. It is just, oh, it's awesome. It's basically like an Eagle and Viper combined. What I'm gonna do though is, first of all, we'll go into the... Let's have a look at it in the shipyard first. Right, there we go. Top speed of 283, boost speed of 384. As soon as I saw that, I thought, this is going to be quick. You can see there the Viper says 388, Diamondback 384. I think it may actually be faster than the Viper, depending on how you set it up. Shields and armour pretty decent as well, yeah. It's got 4 hard points, small and medium, so again very similar to the Cobra and the Viper again. It doesn't have an awful lot going for it regarding internal compartments, however they're actually pretty good. Let's head into outfitting. Now, I'll just go to my internals first of all. Everything to A4s that you can, yeah? That gives you a jump range of 23 light years or so. This is with mostly A gear. As usual, you're going to go with the D stuff for life support and the D sensors, yeah? Just basically to save in power. However, this is the thing about this ship. You have got no problems with power draw whatsoever. I'm running an A3 shield cell bank, an A3 shield generator. Like I said, basically A's everywhere. Now, I did only go with the 4 pulse lasers. So if you're going to be running with beam lasers and stuff, then yeah, maybe you're going to run into a slight power issue. However, I'm also running with 2 A shield boosters on this. Completely filled out with the gimbaled lasers and A equipment, and you have easily got enough power to keep you going. That's just the loadout that I decided to go with. Yeah, obviously if you're going to go with beam lasers, you're going to need to ditch some of these shield boosters. You're going to need to ditch, maybe drop down a shield cell bank. These are all 3s, yeah, so that's basically what you want. The shield cell bank at an A3 is going to fill this A3 shield no problem, even with the boosters, and you get a good fuel scoop on it as well. Now, maybe I'm just going to head out to a res site or something. Right, now this is new, yeah, you need to have a better combat rank to take some of these, and in this case I don't even have the mostly harmless because I reset my save on my second account. I'm just probably going to head out then and see if I can shoot some stuff up. That's what you really want to see, yeah, you want to see how this thing flies, right? Right, now what I should also say is, as soon as you buy something like a shield cell bank, you no longer need to buy the munitions and stuff. Yeah, it comes full to start with, so that's a welcome change.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Now it sounds an awful lot like a normal, well, any other Lakon, yeah, which is a good thing, I think.
Landing gear retracted.
Some people are probably not going to like the cockpit, but I really like it. It makes you feel like you're definitely sitting in a single seater. You're very enclosed. Now, you can see looking around, you've got a very good view as well. Similar to the Asp, maybe not quite so good. You can't see through the floor, for example. You can see down there, yeah. I think it's described as a combat explorer, and that's a pretty good description of it. You're not going to get the sort of jump ranges that you see on an Asp, however. Now, into the system map, show you something here. You can now select your target from the system map. Just click on it, click select, and that's it, now targeted. So no more monkeying around with the left menu. Now it's pretty cool because you can actually select a station in another system as well, so you really don't need to go through. Yeah, if I now start my frame shift drive, it's automatically targeted the system where that station is as well, so that's a big help, yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Right, now let's try to find a resource site. We'll test out just how good this little Lakon is. Maybe I should heal my hull first of all, yeah? That sounds like a good idea. Now, why is the repair not available? Right, repairs. Okay. Right, now I should say that in order to power all of this stuff, you do need to put your cargo hatch to priority, well, priority 2. Put all this, the rest of this to 1. And your fuel scoop as well. And obviously, if you just switch off your cargo hatch and your fuel scoop, you will see that the usage drops to 98%, so that's how you know. These are things that most of you already know, but new players won't know, yeah? So that's how you save power when you're actually over your power limit. You can also switch off your frame shift drive and some other minor things. Now, I'm just going to launch and look for a resource site. Now let's have a look at your top speed. 420 with this spec. Yeah, I mean that's pretty fast, yeah, that's Viper type speed. With the manoeuvrability off, I would say an Eagle. So yeah, let's select something on the map. This here will do in fact. It's got a really nice sound as it accelerates in Super Cruise. It sounds great when it's slowing down as well. Yeah. Right. Now, I'm a little bit rusty, yeah? It's been about a month since I've fired a shot in anger because I went away and did some exploring, yeah, 20,000 light years, so keep that in mind. I'm also using a HOTAS, and because I'm commenting, I don't have my joystick curve, so I'm just getting my excuses in for my crappy flying, yeah? Federal Security Service, don't really care about him. Now, you see the pitch rate there during the boost? That is very similar to an Eagle's. I'll show you again, yeah? There you go, maybe not quite as good as the Eagle, but it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. Now, apparently there were some performance improvements in the game. And I think I can feel it in this resource site. It doesn't seem quite so jerky, quite so laggy. I'm getting 72 frames per second at maximum settings as well, so I would say there has definitely been an improvement in performance. Yeah. Yeah, no question. I'm up at almost 80 FPS at some points, yeah? And this is while I'm recording, obviously. So I think people are going to notice that certainly some of these resource sites, performance has improved. Right, an Imperial Clipper. It's a good test coming up here then. It doesn't have any shields. I'm gonna get his power plant targeted. Get him scanned. That's not too bad, you get quite a lot of fire out the weapons there. With the 0 pips. I'm going to let it build up a bit so we can see again. Now if you look, check out my weapons on the right hand side. That's not bad, yeah? I mean, you can't spam it the way you can spam the 2 pulse lasers on the... Whoa! On the Vulture, for example, yeah? That doesn't make it bad.
Target destroyed.
Nice and easy, 77,000 credits. Now, I mean, you're not a Vulture, yeah? You're never going to be one. But as a stopgap towards the Vulture, I'm guessing if you consider how much you need to upgrade the vulture by, or how much it costs, you know, to get a fully equipped vulture, you're likely going to be able to do this for about half the cost. Compared to something like an eagle, you're massively superior, and even a viper now. Both of those are completely, you know, obsoleted by this ship. You've got the best of both worlds here, really. Now, you definitely don't have the shields, even though I'm using the shield boosters. Your shields are not fantastic compared to something, especially something, you know, like the vulture, and you do feel it. I'll fly around a bit and see if I can find something else. Very nimble, very manoeuvrable, really enjoyable to fly. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome manoeuvrability. It's got to be said, this is not the most active resource site I've ever found myself in. Right, we've got some action going on there in the background though. Something big. Is it police? Right, we've got another clipper here.
Target shields offline.
Yeah, power plant targeted. Get the scanner going. A little bit closer in.
Under attack.
Let's see how close I can get to him.
Target shields offline. Target shields offline.
We'll boost past. And again. Yeah, your shields definitely take some damage. Yeah, taking more damage than I'd like, in all honesty. Got my sell off just in time though. But that sort of proves, yeah, that there's no way that you are like a vulture. Yeah, you can't tank that sort of damage. $122,000 though. Yeah, there's a drop ship. Now, these guys really need to be buffed, I think.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
My keybinds are a little bit over the place because I'm set up for exploring, really. Let's get a little bit closer to it.
Under attack. Target shields online. Target shields offline.
Another 100,000. Yeah, not too bad. I'll see if I can find something else. Maybe like to take on an anaconda. That could be a real challenge. There's a lot of police around here. And this has been happening all day. Constant crashes making it slightly difficult to get a video done. Constant disconnects, I should say. It is of course a beta, you've just got to accept that.
Scan detected.
Imperial Courier. Right. Nice. It's a bit unexpected. This is of course the second new ship, yeah?
Power plant capacity exceeded.
So let's have a really close look at this one. Got to target the power plant, but I'm not too bothered about that.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
Ah, I'm under attack because he was in a wing, right? Okay. Breaking off, interesting. Read the chat up at the top left, yeah? Yeah, it feels an awful lot more dynamic now, for sure.
Target shields online.
Oh, you're kidding. 4% hull.
Target shields offline.
Yeah, you're not surviving much longer though.
Target destroyed.
Right, so Viper helping her out. Careful I don't hit the rock. No! That was just... yeah, and then flight assist off as well. Right, so I'm going to use a shield cell. Now, we've got some action in the background as well. Finish off this Viper.
Target destroyed.
Right, Federal dropship. These bigger ships definitely want to get the power plant targeted. I'm not quite sure, but I think they maybe buffed the dropship. It seems faster than I remember.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
I'm pretty close now. It takes a little while before you start getting back into it, yeah, but I can feel myself getting better again. Why do I say things like that? Yeah, you're a goner dropship.
Target destroyed.
Another nice and easy 100,000 just like that. And another dropship. Quite a lot of ships around here. that hatch breaker engaged or something?
Target destroyed.
Not quite sure. Right, I think you've seen enough. You can probably tell that it's a very capable little ship, yeah? I've got no reason to doubt that you won't be able to easily take out an Anaconda if you're about my level of flying, or even if you're not quite on that level. There's no question it's a big step up from the likes of the Eagle in terms of, well, just about everything, I think. So I'm going to head back, collect my almost 500,000 bounties, yeah? More than 500,000 in fact. And so we'll check out the system map. And we will head back to here, looks good.
Scan detected.
Right, so let's have a look at what she looks like from the outside. If I try not to crash.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
Right, now. Here she is. She looks pretty nice until you get to the front and it's oh yeah, something I forgot to say. You are now actually in your ship. And there you are, you can now see pilots in the ship. Look tiny, in fact. Way smaller than what you should be, I think. Now, what do we think? It's kind of got a helicopter look about it. And beauty's in the eye of the beholder, yeah, so they say. I think it's just the style of the game, yeah. You either like it or you don't. I'm not massively keen on a lot of it. It looks a bit like Lego Transformers or something. But it's okay, yeah. It's not a bad looking little ship. It looks pretty nice at the back, I think. Big engines and pretty nice looking fins, yeah. Doesn't really matter what it looks like from the bottom, in all honesty. Explorers are going to want to use it though, yeah. I think you can get about maybe 28, 29, possibly up to about 30 light years jump distance out of it. Yeah, they definitely seem to have improved in performance. I'm getting 85 FPS in a station now. But yeah, that's what she looks like. Not bad if you like that kind of thing. 500,000 in bounties. Again, that's me sort of coming back from a long trip out there, and it wasn't difficult at all. I get into a little bit of bother once, I think, against the Clipper, but yeah, as soon as you're in this ship, this Diamondback's going to be good enough for farming those resource sites, no problem. Will people use it in PvP? I think there's a fair chance of it. If I made one mistake, I'm going to go back into outfitting. I think if I've made one mistake, I would say that your shields are so kind of mediocre that adding more of those shield boosters, I'm not convinced that's the best way to expend your power budget anymore. Probably better off going with beam lasers or something like that instead. But yeah, you've got the options here. You've got absolutely no problems whatsoever with your power usage, yeah. If I ditch those two shield boosters, gives me a ton back, yeah. I mean, I can ditch these class 2 pulse lasers. Let's see what's here. A couple of beam lasers. Yeah, I mean, you're still well below your power limit. just about any combination of shield boosters and weapons are going to work fine. Remember, I'm using an A3 shield cell bank as well, so you can get everything with this ship. It's just a case of how do you want to do it. Yep, very fun little ship to fly. I reckon it's probably going to cost about 3.5 million. So it is going to be the go-to ship. It just gets rid of the Viper and the Eagle. However, those two ships were pretty obsolete anyway. This is the sort of ship that's going to give you a chance. It's so fast that you can get out of trouble, yeah, and it's so manoeuvrable that you have got that chance anyway. If you're a really, really good flyer, you're going to be able to make a lot of use out of this. I think a lot of people are still going to be concerned about the shields on it though. You are still in that kind of territory where if you get hit by something big, it's really going to hurt. Otherwise though, it's a really nice little ship. I'll see you in the next one.